Welcome to Finance Magnates Executive Interviews once more. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm in Cape Town at the new Exness offices with Alfonso Cardalda, CMO of Exness. Always such a pleasure to see you.
Same here. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
All the way in Cape Town this time.
Yes.
It was a long flight.
Yes, it was a long trip, a busy week, but very, very happy.
I'm so glad to see you guys open another office, this time in beautiful South Africa. We have met in here before with the rest of the team. Exness has been in South Africa already for a few years, but now it's a big, shiny new office. In terms of the marketing that you guys are doing for South African market, what's the strategy these days?
At Exness, our strategy is always focusing three simple elements. The one is based on our philosophy. We are a data-driven company and we are a product company. So all our communications are connected to deliver the message to the traders about our product superiority, about the trading features that we have. We are extremely focused on digital channels. We believe, and I'm very proud of that we were able to build a model where the combination of the right communication strategy with the right product features that the trading team is developing is creating what we call the product superiority marketing activation. That, in my opinion, is one of the strongest elements that we have. Secondly, and not less important, is to understand the segmentation of the consumers, is to understand the profile of the consumers. Here there is a lot of appetite to understand trading. There is a lot of appetite to develop strategies. We can see like a lot of professional traders and influencers that are connecting with the community. And for us, our focus is not connected to volumes, it's connected to quality. So we are looking for the right consumer, we are using the right channels, and we are using, on this case, for instance, with influencers, the right personalities to be sure that they are the voice and the face of the category, and they represent the reality that if you are a serious trader, Exness is your place to trade, period.
You mentioned channels. What are the best communication channels when it comes to South Africa's audience in particular?
I think that there is not one channel that represents the success of the marketing activation. Marketing is a combination of activities, and there is a multiplicator, meaning that first, before I go into the channels, you need to be sure that you have the proper brand identity. We did a rebrand. I remember that with you was the first interview when we launched
I
the
remember the heart with the circle.
head and the heart, etc. So the first element that you need to work and you need to elaborate is the emotional connection. This emotional connection is connected with the values of the brand. That in our case, the values of the Exness brand is just an extension of the personality of our owner, that is Peter, right? And I'm coming back to being a product company, right? So these values about trust, about transparency, is what Exness represents. So the first element is you need to be sure that this awareness is very well connected and cascade in the different channels. For that, you have, from a social media point of view, different platforms that you can activate, but also you have more tactical kind of last click opportunities, more performance oriented channels that are going to help you when you have this awareness to convert the traffic into FTDs. So to answer your question, I cannot just mention one channel. In my opinion, is the combination of like good PR activities on the right media, like you guys, for instance, combined with the right awareness and consideration campaigns on the different channels, and ending with direct response, last click activity that, on this case, is always connected with our product features. But then there is another element that there is a bit of kind of a commodity approach. You will see a lot of brokers talking about the same things. So I think that the key of the success is to be sure that you have the right development on your product and you communicate it very, very, very clear and very transparent in order for the consumers to understand what is the difference between the brokers. That's why ourselves, we are every quarter always being sure that we are focused on one of our features, and we are sure, and we are 100% sure that there is no one in the market that they can do anything similar to that. It can be connected to instant withdrawal, it can be connected to any other of our features, but this is what we call our product superiority activity, and overall, you need a 360 approach across the different channels.
We do see, I personally see as well from the industry, a certain consolidation on a global level in terms of actors and players. But when it comes to emerging markets in particular, it's still very wild, and that gives an opportunity to new players that are not in consolidated markets to enter the market. And I see Africa region and South Africa in particular developing very fast with this. Do you feel that South Africa is representative of the rest of Africa, or is it step ahead and you can expect the rest of Africa to follow what's happening in South Africa?
Each country is totally different, but I think that you are entering into a point that not everyone wants to speak openly. The phase of consolidation is not only connected to what is happening globally, it's also the way that it's changing the category. Why? And I was mentioning that before. On one side, you have a lot of emerging markets that is giving opportunity to new operators, some of them like local operators, that they start on the market by market strategy in one market, and then they expand the pipeline to the other ones. But the situation at the same time is like you can see in and out the middle and small players that they start struggling. Why? It's much more complex to acquire consumers. It's even more complex to retain the consumers. It's also difficult to maintain a good operational cost. There are different elements that to be successful right now, you need to tick the boxes. What I think that we are doing well, and I'm extremely proud to be part of a group of executives that we pay attention to these details, is at the same time that we are expanding and that we are growing, we are obsessed with the control of the cost, deep analysis on every single activity that we do, monitoring every marketing dollar that we invest, understand the situation analysis of each of the markets, why you should enter into one market, another one, and what is the Trojan horse that you use in terms of communications. So for the future, I think that, and this is difficult to do it at the same time that you are growing, because in other categories and other companies, you will see that when the music is loud, everyone is dancing, and suddenly someone switches off the music and people start cutting here, cutting there, etc. What we do is a very well organized, natural growth, well controlled, well defined, and crystal clear for us from a kind of like financial P&L management. And I believe that if we don't do that, and the ones that they are not going to do that, they are going to see some challenge in the next 12 to 20 months. To continue with the question, regarding the emerging markets, there are many of them. You need to be a global operator. You need to have a global brand that you are able to activate locally. But at the same time, you need a business model that will allow you to plug anytime any new market. There is an element of localization, product localization, communications, localization of the communications, etc. And that's what Exness has a good model that is kind of a Tetris, where we can add or remove any element without affecting the overall operational model.
When it comes to customer acquisition, how does it compare to other regions in emerging markets as well? Because, I mean, you are the CMO, so you're involved in every single activity across the board, so you have a very good scope, and you said that you're checking the ROI on every single activity. So how is it different in Africa from other emerging markets?
We can speak about that openly. There is an equation that is extremely simple. As higher the awareness that you have in the market, lower the cost of acquisition. But this is not at Exness, this is not in fintech, it's in any category, in any industry, it will happen the same. So for us, what is our strategy, as I said before. On each of the markets that we enter has to be extremely clear what is our proposition. First, we put the traders in the center of the proposition. We listen to the traders, we listen to the partners, and we understand what the consumers they need. As soon as we understand that, we catalyze our communications across the different channels, as we were saying before, and the different elements of the framework of communications to deliver this message and to be sure that the awareness of what Exness is the right one. After that, you go into more tactical activities, but the cost is not going to be defined geographically for where the country is in the map. The cost of acquisition is going to be connected with the right equation between awareness, penetration in the market, communications, performance-oriented last click activities, but everything in one element.
And you said it before and you've said it again about client acquisition and client retention as well. So how is Exness balancing the approach towards new customer acquisitions and retaining? And does the profile of the trader evolve over time? Because obviously when you approach them first, maybe they had a certain kind of needs and then their profile evolved and they need something else.
Well, first, here at Exness, we are extremely humble company and extremely humble people. But to answer your question in one word, retention at Exness is done by having the best product in the market. How you retain the consumer, being sure that you have the best platform with the best stability, with the best trading conditions. And also, a few weeks ago, we were having a panel discussion in Cyprus, and all the time people they were talking about acquisition, when I think that on this industry, and I come from an extremely competitive industry when optimization of everything was like an obsession. But the key of the success is not only to acquire new consumers, is to retain the existing ones and to be sure that you reactivate the ones that they stop trading. How you reactivate people? So first, how you retain them? Product. You need to be obsessed with the quality of your product. How you reactivate them? Being sure that you understand the key drivers of the consumers first. You need to understand if this consumer stop trading with you because it's trading with a competitor. Here at Exness, it's not a case that happens very often. It's more often to see traders coming from other competitors that when they discover the trading features of Exness, they start trading with us, or if there is any other element. When you understand this element, you have another pipeline of communications that they are not only connected to direct email, pop-up, push notifications. It's also connected to another above-the-line media campaign. Our reactivations campaign, they are not only based on CRM email marketing, they are also based on the announcement of the new features that are on the market or different positions of the pipeline of development.
Do you adjust the features depending on the market, or are all the features of Exness the same across all the regions?
It's a good question. I will say that the question is, are all the features relevant for the consumers across the different markets? And I will say we operate globally, and across the board you will see that most of the product features that we have, they are relevant for all the traders. Then you need to understand on each of the market which one is more relevant and what is the role of this feature, right? For instance, if you have, I'm not talking about Exness, but I'm talking in general, if you have a second broker kind of a strategy, you are going to allow other brokers to enter into the market and to push, and then you are going to be sure that you communicate the key elements that are key drivers for the consumers to move. Sometimes it happens to us. We see how other brokers, they are heavily targeting Exness consumers in order to keep them from us. And sometimes they do. But the most interesting thing is like then they come back and they become even more loyal. And this again because of the quality of our product.
You mentioned before team pros. And with this, it will be the last question. I leave you alone.
No problem. I always enjoy talking to you, so there's not a problem.
Same. Could be talking for hours, but we need to carry at some point. So I will just ask you about the team pros, because I know it's one of the main differential things that I see actually Exness doing from other kind of brokers. I see a lot of them being from Africa region. Is this something that is reacting to the behavior of the traders in here? Is it particular to the culture in Africa? Are you planning on expanding the team pros to other regions, or maybe it's expanding and I don't know about it?
So first, the team pros, why for us the team pros are important? The team pros are the face and the voice of the brand. We don't communicate only in one direction. The team pro is an element where the consumer can interact with him or with her, can ask questions, can get like support when it's needed. So we like to have the communication in both directions, ourselves communicating to the consumers and the consumers being able to talk to us, and not only across customer support. Then regarding your question, there is something that is very interesting. On each country, you will see, even on the same continent, you will see that different countries, they react better to local influencers, that I like to call them, and some others, they react better to international influencers. And this is connected to how developed the market is, because sometimes there are not even enough local influencers that they can get the traction with the community. So they are looking for something outside the environment of the country. When the market is more developed, there are more specialists, there are more experts that they can talk to the community. So to answer your question, it's not about South Africa versus other countries. Each of the country has a different strategy in terms of the importance of the influencers. Sometimes there are local influencers that you need to activate. Some other times there are international influencers that they are the ones that they get the attention of the consumers.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Thank you so much, Alfonso. It was great speaking with you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. See you in the next one.
Thank you very much. Thank you.